Okay, welcome back, folks. It's time for some more Disco Elysium, and we're going to jump right back in just where we left off after getting shot in the arse and nearly bleeding out. Well, okay, it was a shot in the leg and it was just a flesh wound, but, you know, we like to sort of upplay the danger of the situation. It looks good in the papers. Anyway, we survived that thanks to our buddy Kim, sorting us out quick and patching us up over the next couple of days and getting our hotel room fixed. Unfortunately, a lot of the possible suspects of this murder have either now fled the scene or have been killed. So there's 3 dead mercenaries, a load of dead Hardy boys, and Klassia, who was not a suspect, but certainly very heavily involved, has now gone missing. So whether we see her again, who knows? But we are going to get straight back in. We're going to go and check out her room, because we're going to take a look upstairs and try and figure out where that bullet came from. Ouch, that leg hurts. Maybe if you don't run, it'll be okay. I'm hoping that that's not an important thought, because the thought of walking around this entire game is not very appealing. Looks like she's left something on the table. She has? Kim, move. Oh, there's a goodbye note. Next to stacks of bills, you see a note. Few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. Oh, by the way, I think someone asked me before how long I've been playing this. Looking at my record here on GOG, 36 hours and 49 minutes into this one playthrough. And now I know it takes a bit longer when you're on stream, and as I started this off, so bear that in mind. But yeah, 37 hours of gameplay, and we're not at the end of the adventure yet. Okay, I'm sorry I screwed everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs. Kim, a gift. The lieutenant turns to the staircase suspiciously, looking for any signs of another presence in the shadows above. Seems she left in a hurry. It's hardly surprising. You look at her rough, jagged handwriting on the note. She was in a rush, but not panicked, deliberate, focused. What could this gift be? I'm not drawing my gun yet, but I don't like gifts. He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively towards his holster as he studies the note. Yeah, well, after what happened last episode, you can hardly blame him. Just don't walk into another radio trap, okay? Oh, boy. Yeah, that was bad. We don't want any more of them. And I didn't handle it very well either with my options. Has she cleared out her drugs cabinet? The medicine cabinet is empty, not even the toothbrush. Pity. I was kind of hoping the gift would be in here. She really cleaned it out. The lieutenant nods. She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing. I'm not going to say I was kind of hoping the gift would be in there. I don't really want Kim thinking that I am a 100% drug addict. We've given him enough reason to think things like that already. We don't need any more. So what's this gift going to be, folks? What do you suspect it is? Oh my god. She's actually drawn a line? She's actually drawn a line that the bullet takes. That's the gift. You can now see the bullet hole in the window clear as day with that string line drawn through it. Well, is that where the guy's head must have been? I'm still trying to work out how that works. Because I think he wasn't shot from the back of the skull. As far as I understand, he was shot from the inside and the bullet lodged before it made it out the back of the skull. Unless I got... No, I'm sure that's right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A red thread made of nylon. It leads out of the room and onto the roof. Take another look at this window. You see the same 2 neon lit shapes, a man and a woman. Only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall. You can kind of see how the situation must have been then. Kind of. It's not drawn in for all its graphic detail, but I suppose that's the way they were doing what they were doing. This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us. Lieutenant tests the thread with his finger. Drawn taut, it rebounds instantly. A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside. A prime to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez. B prime, B double prime, and B triple prime. Where does the thread lead? It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof, B. This is B, B prime, B triple prime on the map you can see up here. Boardwalk. Something else. And then the islands, which we haven't been to yet. Is she trying to tell us the shot came from the islet? How would she know? He nods. Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna, that is where the thread seems to point. How does she know how to do this? She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass. She would. But it would have taken a lot of thought and consideration for her to figure out where it came from. She had a long time to think about it after. Standing on that roof, staring at the glass. It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? Of course we don't trust her. I don't know, says Kim. At this point, he stops mid-sentence. What difference does it make? It's true. This is the only point of origin we haven't ruled out yet. So it is. For a second, he seems tired. Maybe we need to go to the island? The wind blows in from the open window. The lieutenant sighs, looking into the cold distance across the water. Kim, let's go to the effing island. Okay, let's go to the effing island. He takes a second glance to gather himself, then says, how do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Lillian, the net picker, she's tarring her boat. Ah, yes, of course, the village. Let's go. I'm going to have a look out here first. If there's anything. And this door, we still need to get that door open. And the door in the kitchen as well. There are important things going on. We're going to take another look. But this definitely has a lead. Oh, the thread's tied to the antenna. Not too useful then. And locked. Kick the door in. I can't do it unless I put more points into physical instrument. Which we don't have much to... We've got 1 point to spend. I'm not going to waste it on that, because it's still going to be something like an 8% chance to succeed, so... Leave. So, we've got a clue. We're going to head over to the island. Maybe that'll give us a bit of a look around the island. We can find a nice point to ask... Is it Lillian? The boat lady? Out on a date again? This time without suggesting that we just get drunk and sleep together. Not usually a good opening line, that. If it works, you should probably be more worried than jubilant, I think. Oh, and there's some people from the police station down here. I'm pretty sure we need to have a chat with these assholes. Unless they've gone. They might have gone. Dude. Garte.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
Thank you very much. I did, thank you. Big improvement. You're welcome. I thought it'd be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire. I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him, crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. Anyway, I wished you a quick recovery. Also, he raises his finger, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free. The drinks are not, he adds. Just felt I needed to specify that. Where did everyone go? Oh, you know. He looks around at the empty place. People don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. What happened to the man with the sunglasses? Who was the man with the sunglasses? He shakes his head. I don't remember. Everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad. Oh, that was our guy in sunglasses and a wig. Is it Jean-Claude Vacquerie or something he's called? I can't remember. Our police associate who was in there in disguise. That's who he was. By the way, where were you when it happened? Where was I? How do you think I know the crazy shit you pulled off out there? I was there, out on the balcony, protecting my establishment. That's actually true. You remember him from the corner of your eye, right behind you on the whirling balcony. I never noticed him. So yeah, he looks around aloof. I guess I'm what you call a badass. You say it as two different words like that. It sounds like there's something wrong with your ass. Yeah, well, he scoffs. Screw you too, then. You have any more questions or stylistic pronunciation advice? All right, thanks. No problem. He looks around at the empty establishment. They'll come back. They always do. I guess that's saying that we just can't run in and instantly question the Hardy... Oh, they're there. They're right there. Can I take another look at this now? Nothing. Nothing yet. Well, I'm going to go and talk... and this dude... Nope, leave. He's got nothing to say. That guy is busy. Okay, this is going to be an interesting conversation, I've got to say. I'm going to miss those guys. Theo, too. Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his beer in welcome. Has he changed his mind about us?
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had that fury in you, but I guess I've misjudged a lot of people lately.
Yeah, I guess.
That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that.
He looks at you with unmistakable respect.
I guess what I'm trying to say here is thank you for intervening, fellas. That was mighty brave of you.
He extends his hand. This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances. I've got some options here. I superstarred the shit out of that. I don't feel like... I like being a bit glib, but not with that situation. I don't think that feels right. So shake his hand, nod in silence, or no need to thank me, just doing my job. I'm going to go for the nod in silence one. Now, how can I help you? His grip is strong and friendly. I'm sorry about the people you lost. His bruised face stiffens. Theo was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way you went. Never could imagine him withering away in a sick bed. But Lizzie and Angus, he gulps. They were just stupid kids. Didn't realise the shit they got into before it was too late. I feel responsible for both. For all of them, really. And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I love that crazy homo like my own brother. Takes a sip of his beer. We're all screwed without him. But what do? This job is shit. Hold on, where's that shanky fella? Dennis? That poor little rat is dead too. He shakes his head. I always thought he'd run, but no, he stayed. Stupid brave fella. They were good people. I'm sorry it went like that. Well, yeah, memento mori, right? Memento mori, or remember that you must die, is a slogan various religious orders have thrown around since the dawn of mankind to emphasize the vanity of earthly life and the transient nature of all earthly pursuits. In essence, it means one should live virtuously in this life to live better in the afterlife. Yes. We'll say no more about that. Totally. Absolutely, says Alan. Today I'm going to get drunk, eat good food, and bed a good-looking gal, because tomorrow a motor carriage might run me over. Or you might die of heart failure, or syphilis. Hey, screw you for ruining a beautiful idea. Don't think there's many good-looking girls left in this game, actually. In fact, no, none that would probably be interested in Alan anyway. So, what's going to happen to the Hardy Boys now? I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than advancing social democracy by busting some heads. Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing windows and maybe wants to have some fun with his brother. He pauses. Anyway, don't worry. As long as Titus Hardy's standing, there will be Hardy Boys. Do you know what happened to Classia? Don't know, don't care. I'll be glad if I never see that bloody woman again. Titus, after all we've been through, level with me. You really liked her, didn't you? Nope. He did. He really did. Okay, got it. He nods and takes another sip of whiskey. Any idea what I should do now? Judging by the sight of you who looks at your bandages, I'd suggest crawling into bed with a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a big tit in the other. Yeah, go pay Monica a visit in Jamrock. She's got a knack for making men forget about their worries. Biggest pair of milkers in all of Revachol. Did anyone ever call them a pair of milkers? Really? Hell, you both look like you could use some feminine company right now. Kim, thank you for your advice, Eugene, and you too, Alan. I do always appreciate a good use of the expression milkers. You're welcome, Barnaclad. Titus's response is completely unironic. You're all right in my book. So long, fellows. Be good so I don't have to come back here again. Take care, coppers, he says with a warm smile. You two look after yourselves now. Death passed on you today, but men don't get that lucky twice. Alan. He nods to you and then to the lieutenant. Copo Loco and the normal cop, I guess. Good-looking Jamrock. Scars make the best tattoos, they say. Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of cops would step in that line of fire, but you did. And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few vacancies. You'd make one Hardy boy, copper. And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead. The RCM could really use a man like you, Titus. Think about it. I will, Coppo. That's a promise. He puts his can down. He was having a can of whiskey. My God, that is some hard guy. I imagined a little glass with a measure of whiskey, not like a half-litre can of stuff. No wonder he was a hard drinker, this guy. Now scoot, because the Hardy boy's got some morning and drinking to do. Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed. This town needs you on your feet. Good point, Binaclard. Hardy looks at his beer this time. Maybe he had a beer and a whiskey. He was having a whiskey chaser. Who knows? We'll keep the volume under 12% tonight. It definitely said he was having a whiskey earlier, didn't it? Sure it did. Okay. So, we've got everything done in there. I am running around town. I'm not walking. Screw this. There's no time for that. Need to pass time, buy a book. Reading passes time quickly. What the hell is this? Okay, let's see if I can read this. Un jour, je auteur, je serai de retour. I don't know. The graffiti has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. We wonder who did that. This was Cindy the Skull. Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found the words for her masterpiece. Lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger. Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday. I smell heavy fuel oil and blood. Some of it is even yours. Weird. Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable? Step back, Lieutenant. Set the graffiti on fire with a lit cigarette. Oh! Nice! That was a secret task. The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss. It's a bit close to that car. Is this going to be a really bad idea? A bright orange flash across the surface of the lettering. The falling snow turns to vapour above the burning message, mingling with the black snow. Disco Elysium. The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. Let's go to that island. One day I will return to your side. I'm guessing that's what it means. Slowly the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime. Don't know if we have any more information for him yet, but we do, I think, need to call the cop shop. Let's get on the radio. Precinct 57, we've been attacked, I repeat. Lieutenant Kim Kutsaragi and I. Something is wrong. Only static hisses through the speaker. Hello? No reply. Only the minor drone of static crawling through the air. It's been this way for a while now, the lieutenant shrugs. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communications to protect themselves from Crenell. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. Our best bet is to carry on like nothing happened. That is, if we don't want to cut off the grid completely. Isn't that dangerous? No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope. Glances over his shoulder. I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The streets seem safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs made things calmer. For now, he flicks off the radio. Silence. You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they're listening in. They're shutting you up, silencing you. Don't drop your guard. Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. If anything, everything sounds too okay. Let's pick up the radio again. So let's not mention that. So reconnect me to the 41st, I think. Jules, I've heard that some people think of me as La Putre Madre's peon. Do you think I'm corrupted? Is that a good idea? 10-4, sir. There's a pause as he seems to pull it, or seems to mull it over behind his enormous radio mic. Well, there's been some talk, sir, he finally says reluctantly. Some talk? What does it even mean there's been some talk? Do they think I'm corrupt or not? I only meant that there's been some talk in the station, that's all. But there's always some talk in the station. You know how officers in Jamrock are. But then again, some of us truly are on the take. It's unfortunate. Over. Some of us. Does that mean he's in on it? Okay. I don't know that that was a particularly useful conversation to have, actually. It's curious. We're going to go to the island. That's going to help determine where the shot came from. Find the murder weapon, which might be over there. And these secret passages are still nothing we can do. However, this traffic jam mess should be sorted out. Hang on, see if he's got anything fresh to say.
My man, you're alive. Almost, kind of, sort of alive.
Alive and limping. Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. He nods thoughtfully. Had a strong sense of finality to it. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is, local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed. Even if it kind of turned into a shit show. I'm still looking around. Loose threads to tie up. Good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you. But hey, you're still breathing, right? Oh, empathy. I'm not wasting a point in empathy. I could waste a point in empathy because there's a few people that I need to sort of figure out. But I don't think it's necessary for the conclusion of the case. So this is all gone, right? This is now open. Well, it ain't open. I thought this would be open now. Curious. I'm dying to push him off that thing. I don't think there's anything particularly exciting going on there. So let's run down and we shall check on this island. I think this is going to be the next clue. Also, let's just go and talk to... is it Gaston? I keep wanting to call him Gaston. It is.
You set it on fire. What kind of policeman are you?
A beacon of light in the dull shores of mediocrity. You're welcome, Martinez. Herald of the Apocalypse. I'm going to go with that one. Oh, well, thank you, officer. It certainly lightened the mood. He laughs nervously. Very cozy, like a little street fair almost. Bye for now. South. Well, I feel like I consider this is south. I don't know if the game actually considers this to be south. We're going to go and check the boats, see if anything's different. Maybe check on the phasmid trap while we're on the way. We've definitely cleaned a few things out. Things have changed a bit. I never imagined we'd ever have that sort of reputation with the Hardy Boys, ever. Trap is full of locusts, but they seem weak and unhealthy. A few lie on their backs with their legs twitching. Still no phasmid. I don't think we're going to find anything else in that. I think the most important thing we can do is hurry to this this boat lady. I'm not doing too bad, am I? Jogging along through the town for a man who was shot in the leg the other day. Can I sit on this? The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting. I didn't notice I could click on this before. The lieutenant looks down the street. We can sit on the benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go. You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone. I don't know if that was for the time when he had to go and take that corpse back to the freezer. Well, to the morgue, you know what I mean. Okay, miss, we need to borrow your boat.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping? You look terrible.
It's so funny, so many people in this game have like a French accent, even though they're speaking English. She completely does not. She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee. You seem angry. Why?
Look at you. You can barely walk.
I didn't get shot in the foot. I got shot in the leg. It's nothing. It's
Doesn't
nothing.
look like nothing. Looks like you got banged up real good. What happened to you anyway? We heard gunshots from the town. They were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
Rue de Saint-Ghislain. That's not how I've been pronouncing it for the last 36 hours. He didn't only get shot. You should see the other guys. 2 dead, 1... I don't think... I'm trying to seduce her. I don't think bragging about it's a good idea. I dodged the second shot. I can also get not shot.
Well, good for you.
Should I mention it? It's a bit... The mischievous person in me says, mention it. The one who wants to see this character get it on with her says, shut your gob. Much less. I'm going to go for it. You should see the other guys. 2 dead, 1 in the hospital.
So you're a killer. That's good, I guess. I guess. Better than being dead.
I'm not scoffing in a masculine manner. I'm not a killer. I'm a cop.
Aye, I guess you are. I understand. That's how it goes.
Don't think that went well for our relationship. I have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
Oh, well, it's not made any difference. That's okay. We need to get to that island. Point to it. That won't be a problem. It's wind still, and the tar just dried. She points to a skiff next to the jetty. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. 2 days of sunshine? I just got a bacterial infection. What? I'm not mentioning that. Can we borrow your boat? If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat, her eyes narrow, and no joyriding either. Of course, madam. It's only for a day or 2. Official police business. Aye, she nods. Nod along, attentively. What if I want to No. The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you. I'm not mentioning a bacterial infection. That's not going to help me go on a date with her. What's on that island? Nothing, just ruins. Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war, for the communards. That word there, it's like, I don't know whether that's like the official name for the communists, or whether it's like, you know, like an internet slang term, communist and retard put together, communards. So I don't know whether that's supposed to be like really offensive, or whether that's just what they were called. I don't know. An anti-aircraft gun, I think, bombed to bits in the landing. Haven't been there myself. Always steer clear of it. Hasn't been there herself. Who has then? Said you haven't been there yourself. Who has then, if not you? My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me... this must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took this city. She looks around. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such. Bullet casings? Which kids? Ask Lillian's twins about the island. The twins! She points to the 2 kids playing on the concrete yard. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge. Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright? Be my guest. She looks at the boys. They have a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do. Is there anything I should know about getting there? Well, most of it's sunken underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there. Aye, aye, Captain. Thank you. We'll use your skiff to get there, then. That's still very low. And Kim's presence is in the way, so I'm not going to waste my opportunity. We can leave Kim out of it at some point. So, the kids. Have you picked up a 4.46mm bullet case by any chance? Okay, kids, you've been to that island, alright? The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it. On that island, the one who's busy kicking his stone points to the bay. Yes, that one. I need to know what's there. That's, nothing? The boy pauses to think with his finger in his mouth. Just a sea fort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great. And, the other one butts in, we make a fire. We make a fire. His brother nods. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets. Or not real bullets, empty bullets. Bullet shells? There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important. What do you mean shells? I don't know what those are. What then? There are lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out. Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy. Fire guy? Could it be a sniper living on the island still? They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off. Someone lives there? No, the boy answers, shaking his head vehemently. His brother looks at him, then at you. Yes, he says. These are idiots. The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and whips out his notebook. Let's go with yes. Why is he the fire guy? Because, the boy pauses to think. Because he asks to put the fire out, the other explains. Why does he ask you to put the fire out? I don't know. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes, the other one adds laconically, standing with his hands glued to his sides like a little tin soldier. Because he doesn't want to be found. Smoke traces. You mentioned something about lights. One of them. It's hard to tell which one now starts. I don't know. Did you mean there are electrical lights? He points to the street light. Yes? The boy looks at his toes. Is there anything else you can tell me about this guy? Age? Does he live there? No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. And then the other twin. No, he lives there. The other nods. He's been there twice. 2 times. Huh. The first one pauses to think, then comes to some kind of conclusion. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes. Anything else? What does this guy look like? I don't know. They say almost in unison. How come? We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there. Your father used to go to that island too, didn't he? Our father killed himself. That's a bit of a grim thing to talk about to 2 kids. Don't say that. He didn't. His brother punches him. The boy's eyes well up like he's about to start crying. Say nothing. I don't want to get involved in that. I'm sorry, the one says to the other, rubbing his brother's shoulder affectionately. Is that all you know? Is there anything more you can tell me about the island? There's the boy says, rubbing his eyes. It's clear that he has no intention of finishing the sentence. Lights? Fire guy? The lieutenant looks at you. We should check up on that island. Children are stupid. Maybe you're stupid. Don't say that. He's a police officer, his brother whispers. Bye, kids. Take care. Okay, so we don't think that they've picked up the incriminating bullet casing. They may have done, but we don't know. And there's a guy over there and some lights. That's about all we know. A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle and you're off into the bay. Strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this. I think so. You take the engine, Kim. I'll hold the boombox. What? What? How else do we blast Sad FM on our way to the island? Fine. He gives you a resigned shrug. Let's blast Sad FM then. Sad FM is a radio station specialising in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart. Get in and ride to the island.